mention also our office secretary, etc., Basamada, who spent 7 years in the office. I mentioned they had many volunteers. We must have had 10 or 15 volunteers in our first year, coming in for a few hours a day. Later on, there was one who came in for 3 years as a volunteer, Rosina Koroi. I thank our teachers because they have had to work so hard in many areas. First of all, many of them came without any experience of Marist education, Marist charism, Marist Champagnat, and so on. They had a learning experience, but even more difficult, they had to change from secondary level teaching to lower primary and even preschool level. At the same time, they had to learn how to carry out the special learning exercises that we introduced from 2000. These teachers had to become special education teachers, overnight almost. We have not yet had a teacher joining us who's had special education training at tertiary level, as far as I know. I don't know about present staff, maybe there's one. I suspect it was much easier for those who were teaching sewing, cooking, wood technology and horticulture, who didn't have to worry too much about the verbal, oral language problems. All had to cope with unusual behavior by the students. Some of you who haven't been around this place before would have observed some of our students during the morning and other days. You see some unusual behavior. There's a reason for that, and we won't go into it here. So the challenges of the future may be much greater than they are now, because looking at our waiting list, they tell me there are 70 students who couldn't get in this year. And where will they go? Where did they go? There's nowhere else for them to go and get taught. The numbers of illiterate young teenagers continues to rise. For some reason, they get lost, class 1 and 2, and from there on, they stay at class 1 and 2 level. I've been asked to look ahead to the next 25 years. Well, that's very difficult considering the rising sea levels out there. We might be underwater 25 years time. So I really have to focus more on short-term goals. These short-term goals I would categorize under what we do for the students and the curriculum we try to implement. What about our staff? And the whole question of outreach from here to where. And of course the facilities, the buildings, and so on. So I have quite a long list, which won't take very long to read. I think we are going to try to maintain our class size at the teachable level of 16. And I think we need to look more at special needs. We are still the only school catering for special needs at teenage level, and that there must be more at our special ed schools. For our students, I think we need to improve our student savings process. At one stage, students were leaving with up to $200 savings. The last few years that was not happening. I believe it hasn't entirely lapsed, but I think we need to set that as a goal to improve that as part of our financial education and so on. We need our ex-students to come back and talk to our new students, especially share their experience of success at MCI. In the curriculum, I think we need to make more use of our special learning exercises. These have increased over the years as we learn more about what works for our students. And we need to look for new learning methods to keep learning ourselves as staff to get the curriculum up to date. Years ago, the students used to have a social evening, dancing. For some reason, the ministry put a stop to that time we got back. I believe we are moving on TVET level 1 and 2, so perhaps that is the future also. As I mentioned about the savings, we also need to combine that with our financial education. And in line with that, again, to have more open days, sale days, including the pop-up cafe, which was very popular. For our staff, as I mentioned, we have secondary teachers because we are secondary age students. We should have primary teachers who know how to teach reading, who know how to teach counting. We need to keep our staff as long as possible. We're very lucky we have so many long-serving teachers here. But we need more to stay on and keep learning, become better and better at helping our special students. We need to do more research, case studies, looking at the effectiveness of what we are doing. And that includes follow-up for student leavers. We tried to do an exercise some years ago, not too successful, but we did get some results. Looking around, we still need a full-time groundsman and a full-time handyman. As far as outreach is concerned, we could offer a lot of help to all the secondary schools around Suva by showing them how to help students who are struggling. In doing that, we would promote our learning exercises, especially also in primary schools. I believe our kindergarten over there is using a number of learning exercises at that level, which can be used at any level to improve learning. Some years ago, the ministry suggested that we support a similar project in the West. And now that seems to be growing. So we might have a second campus, or we might have a separate institute in the West. We have enough teachers here who know how to do it, know how to lead it. Our experienced veterans could do it. I'm not sure the status of the Association for Special Ed But I think we need to encourage it and participate in it and share what we know. Again, looking around, we are supposed to have a maintenance plan, but that didn't eventuate, as far as I know, and it's becoming more and more urgent. And we need donors who can support that maintenance plan. At 25 years, you will see some deterioration, especially in the steelwork, and that is something worrying. We need this space over here to be occupied by a two-story building. You can see the pieces sticking out that are supposed to join to block, what we call Block 4. That should happen in the next few years, as soon as possible. The same applies to our greenhouse. Needs to be torn down and rebuilt on a better plan. The layer shed has been waiting to be rebuilt for some years. Japanese promised to help one time, but had to pull out. Where you are sitting, the long-term plan is to put a roof from there to there. Cover this whole forecourt. We had a price for that one time. That's a long time ago. Roofing and Profiles did it. It can be done. We have to wait for Block 4. Okay. We have many boys coming from dysfunctional families, girls too. When we move our kindergarten to where it belongs over at St. Marcelin, we could use that kindergarten building for a hostel with a married couple looking after a few boys who need a home. We've got some forest out the back. We've got sandalwood, we've got mahogany. We need to plan when to harvest. Somebody has already been looking at where to put the fish pond, which was on the original plan way back in 2000. Probably we could do with a better administration block and use Champagnat House for tutorials, sick bay and a few other things. Lastly, what I mentioned in the beginning, we need to plan what to do when the sea level rises. Thank you very much.
Nagmagaling, brother. It's such a blessing having to work with the brothers by our side daily. Their presence and the way they live the 5 Marist pillars always boost us, even if it gets tough. And I'm sure the rest of the teachers will agree with me on this. Thank you so much, brothers. Would you care for some entertainment, ladies and gentlemen? I said, would you care for some entertainment? Okay, before we play the song for the group that are coming in to entertain us, I would like to inform you that Brother Fergus' history book is on sale. If you look to my right, there is a teacher holding up a book. That's Brother's history book. It's on sale, and if you buy it today, it will cost you $10 only. Put your hands together as we welcome the multi-ethnic group. Another big round of applause for our Marist ethnic group. Thank you so much for your entertainment. At this juncture, I would like to welcome our invited guests that have just joined in. Welcome to the 25th birthday celebration of our school, Marist Champagnat Institute. Ladies and gentlemen, without taking much of our time, I will now invite our very own school principal to deliver her speech, Mrs. Merioni Matanitumbo.
Brother Fergus, and all the Marist brothers who are present with us today, our honored guests, staff, students, parents, all scholars, and our big Marist family. It is with great pleasure and immense pride that I stand before you today as your head of school to celebrate a momentous occasion in the history of our beloved school. The Silver Jubilee anniversary at Marist Champagnat Institute. 25 years ago, the school opened its doors to nurture young special children, instilling in them values and the Marist pillars and charisms, and moreover, create a community of learners. Today, we gather to commemorate a journey filled with growth, achievements, love, family spirit, and cherished memories. In Brother Fergus's book, Hidden and Unknown, a chronicle of Marist Champagnat Institute, Brother Fergus wrote on the challenges faced while trying to establish the school due to the changes in Fiji's education system then in the unsettling years of 1987 to 2000. He further expressed life at Champagnat Institute in the initial years and how this school started small but growing fast today. In this book, and also mentioned by Brother Keys, our chief guest on Tuesday, whereby 16 students were enrolled in the year 2000, and today, ladies and gentlemen, we have a student roll of 160. Officially, there were 2 teachers and 13 or so volunteers in 2000. Today, 25 years down the line, there are 32 teachers at Marist Champagnat Institute. As we reflect today on the past 25 years, we cannot help but marvel at the progress we have made and the challenges we have overcome. Moreover, I urge every Marist family member and our honored guests to grab a copy of Brother Fergus's book, Hidden and Unknown, from the school office for $10 only. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, MCI has progressed over the years. Progress is also seen in our old scholars who have left school, and over the last 25 years, they have excelled in what they do. We marvel at the stories shown on video slides by Ms. Catherine Foy in the last 2 days on where our students have reached in life after their education here at MCI. Brother Christopher, our chief guest yesterday, took us back to France 200 years ago to Saint Marcelin Champagnat, then Father Marcelin, the founder of the Marist Brothers, and whose feast day we also celebrate today. Saint Marcelin's vision of education is to educate the whole person as much as possible, and in any area in which they have ability. Today, we see how this vision of St. Marcelin Champagnat is well illustrated here at Marist Champagnat Institute. Brother Chris also challenged us, the big Marist family, that if there will be no brothers in Fiji in the future, what will happen to the vision of St. Marcelin? This is something we can all ponder upon today. God's call is not only for the brothers, but for the many others, including you and me, you, my dear students, parents, guardians, friends, my team of teachers, and the big Marist family to share this vision and use it. On this special occasion, we also honor those who have contributed to the success of Marist Champagnat Institute. Our Marist brothers, families and friends who began this school with the Marist brothers, the dedicated teachers of before and now, staff members who strive tirelessly to educate and inspire our students, our supportive parents and families who entrust us with the education of their children, and of course our talented students who embody the spirit of family and simplicity. Ms. Foy has been sharing with us success stories of past pupils who walked the school compound years ago. Today, we also thank them for carrying that torch of the Marist values wherever they go, and for being shining examples of what it means to be a product of Marist Champagnat Institute. As we look to the future, let us reaffirm our commitment to continue providing a holistic education that empowers our students to become lifelong learners. Let us continue to uphold the values of St. Marist Champagnat, the founder of the Marist Brothers, and strive to make a positive impact on the world around us, and share in his vision, which is also our school motto, to live the truth in love. In my own reflection as a Champagnan layperson, I believe that St. Marcelin was not only a gift to the church, but a gift to the whole world. And we are invited to keep this spirit alive and share it. You and I are part of this story, where it began with a young priest, just 27 years old, who was able to read the signs of the times, discern the promptings of the Spirit, and forge ahead with a creative response. On this silver Jubilee anniversary, let us celebrate the past, embrace the present, and look forward to a future filled with even greater achievements and successes for Marist Champagnat Institute. Let us pray that we will get our Block 4 up and running, and the plans that Brother Fergus alluded to in his speech will eventuate. Together we can continue to make Marist Champagnat Institute a place where the 5 Marist pillars thrive and live upon. Thank you to everyone who has been a part of this incredible journey. Here's to the next 25 years of success stories and memories. Please turn to the person beside you and wish him or her a happy Silver Jubilee anniversary. And happy feast day, everyone. Let's enjoy the day. Vinaka.